Tell me, fellas, have you seen her? Catching rebounds all under the goal. When I seen the greatest player that a youngin' never seen before. I need some more roll. Yeah, the girls don't wanna see her. Yeah, they know that ain't the way to go. She gonna give them game proper. Split a double team, 20-pointer double-double. Or should I talk about her smile? No more braces. Or what about her style? We out of time, Elite 8, we gotta get a ring. I need some more roll. I already know your name, it's Anissa Morrow, the greatest player ever seen. And I gotta admit that you got our attention, you making us say Anissa. I already know your name, it's Anissa Morrow, the greatest player ever seen. And I gotta admit that you got our attention, you making us say Anissa.
Elite 8, we gotta get a ring. Y'all not gonna tell me he did not eat that. Y'all cannot tell me he did not eat that. Like, he tore. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are well. Today is February 22nd, 2026, and we will be watching number 7 LSU take on Missouri at home. Alumni Day. So yeah, super excited. Another game coming off of a big time, gritty, adversity facing win in Ole Miss. So yes, I have the game pulled up on 2 different places, but neither one of them have it ready. I was just watching that Duke game, y'all. I have to see what happened because I had to hop on stream, so I didn't get to finish it. But dang. Duke and Clemson are over there battling, straight battling. And I had to hop on stream, so I didn't get to finish it. Tip is at 407. Yeah, I am seeing Tip keeps getting moved back. So we'll just wait. I want to, if I'm being honest with y'all. Okay. I want to tap back into this Duke Clemson game real quick. Okay. I don't know who we're waiting, what game we're waiting on finishing. Clemson won? Clemson got to win. I'm going to have to see what happened at the end. How? Because last time I watched it, it was 51. Oh, dang. Clemson came back down and scored. Well, shout out Clemson. They got a baby girl named Mia Moore. Mia Moore was everywhere, okay? Like, Mia Moore was taking rebounds out of people's hands. Like, okay, shout out Mia Moore at Clemson because when I was watching, her name was the name that I was seeing. So now that that game is finished, hopefully we can get started. I also am going to be keeping my eye on Kentucky Vandy. As we're getting ready to go into the SEC tournament. Only a couple of games left for the season. Janiah Barker not with Tennessee. I did not see the end of that game as well. But a lot happened in women's basketball per usual. So, guys, I'm still waiting for the game. I have it pulled up on Disney and I have it pulled up on ESPN, but I can't find it yet. Mia from Birmingham? Okay. Let me take off my mic then. Yeah, I saw that as well. When I looked, it was halftime like 50-18. I was like, no way. But Madison Francis, who I really, really like, Maddie Francis from Mississippi State, she had only had like 4 points at halftime. They're not going to win if she only has 4 points at halftime. And I don't really like they coach like that anyways, because I'll never forget how he shook his butt on freaking Mikaylah Williams. I don't know. They said that she didn't follow the rules of the team, child. They said she could not ride with them. Thank you so much for coming a member, Robin. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the members in the chat. The Texas game is what we're waiting for. Thank you so much for watching with us, George. If y'all talk about anybody mother in the chat, like, I'm not in the mood. Like, I already said that last game. Like, leave that shit off of this. It's so many different platforms for y'all to speak on it. Not over here. I'm not in the mood to hear it. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for the game, y'all. I keep refreshing. Hopefully, we can watch it soon. I have it pulled up on 2 different places. We just can't watch it yet. I don't know who we're waiting for. Shout out to you, Jamal. Thank you for putting that in the chat. That's real. Dang. Duke goes all the way through ACC, almost undefeated, just to lose to an unranked Clemson team. Women's basketball, man. Women's basketball. I'm not going to be able to stream Angels game tonight. My kids go back to school tomorrow. My daughter turns 5 tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy after the game. I wanted to at least stream this game for you guys. But after this, I'll be busy getting my baby ready for her birthday, getting my other daughter ready for school this week. You know. Coach O really just like, she'd be like, man. Thank you guys so much. My oldest baby turns 5. Y'all know I have 2 daughters. My girl Chosen turns 5 tomorrow. I already been crying because she don't even want to give me no more hugs. I'm like, girl, I only have a 4-year-old for a couple more hours. Every morning she wakes up, hey Siri, how many days until February 23rd? Like, girl. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you guys. All right. We must be getting started. Let me just pray real quick. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, thank you for bringing us all here together. We pray for our LSU Tigers. We pray for our win. We pray that we play as a team and nobody gets injured. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray. We all say super, super big. Amen.
Starting 5, Jada Richard with the ball, running the point again for head coach Kim Mulkey. Flau'jae averaging over 14 points per game, leading scorer again this season. On cue off the mark from downtown.
And that's what Missouri's going to do, is they're going to kind of dare them, even though they are a very capable three-point shooting team. Missouri is going to dare LSU to shoot.
Slaughter brings home a triple, leading scorer at over 19 points per.
Don't want to dare her to shoot.
Take a look at the starting 5 in Mizzou in a matchup zone. Johnson inside connects. LSU on the board. How important is it for Missouri to get off to a good start here?
Well, I mean, it's all how you finish, but definitely, you know, they just want to hang around. They want to definitely not allow take care of the ball. Take care of the ball, I think, is the biggest thing. Not allow LSU to, get those runs with their denial defense and with their block shots.
Ray Slaughter, all 5 Mizzou points. Back to the zone. Richard tries to diagnose. Flau'jae left open.
So I'd like to see LSU kind of slice and dice the zone a little bit instead of just passing on the perimeter, shooting threes.
Head coach Kelly Harper, year 1, back in the SEC. After a year on this side of the table with SEC Network, learned a lot and has really embraced the Mizzou community. Of course, her incredible career with the Lady Vols under the late Pat Summitt. And now trying to rebuild, reconstruct this Missouri basketball program. The floater up and in by Dow.
And that's Dow's money shot. So I'm sure the LSU staff is not happy that she went to her right hand, which is kind of the only way she goes, and got that much space in the key.
So just as everybody anticipated, a 7-2 advantage for Missouri right from the jump. And a pass out of bounds, a turnover.
LSU's been good against the zone this year, I think, and I know that they were anticipating they were playing zone, but I think just taking a few minutes for them to find their flow, find their tempo. I look for, especially with Wiley in now, just maybe a little more penetration, get the ball to the mid, dissect it a little bit better. Great start for Mizzou.
3 minutes in, a 5-point lead, poked away by Richard. And here's a steal. Mikaylah Williams. Didn't see her in the second half in that comeback win against Oxford. We asked Coach Mulkey about it pregame. She said, I've just told her to play hard. Business as usual. Good look inside. This is Mikaylah Johnson.
Great deep seal by the freshman. I don't know if anybody talks about her, but does she remind you at all of Moreau?
See that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Absolutely.
The way she rebounds and finishes and just has a knack, undersized.
Slaughter already with 5 off the knee out of bounds. Great defense by Williams.
Second steal in a row for Mikaylah Williams.
I like what I see over those last possessions from MK.
With Reisma out from
after
Missouri,
that turnover, she started tapping in.
Very much small ball. So, who was going to guard Slaughters? But she's got Mikaylah Williams on her, which I think is a good matchup.
Big day in the SEC already. South Carolina more than handled Ole Miss in Columbia. Richard. That's a 3.
There go that 3 from Jada.
2.
Nice to see that.
And the lead at 1 for Mizzou. Slaughter off the pump fake, traveled.
Oh, unlucky, because I think Mikaylah Williams go for that pump fake.
I think the entire arena fell for the pump fake after the early 3 and the run to the rim. Full Wiley, the crossover. Flau'jae from the corner. 0 for 2 from deep. Mikaylah Williams. Sanaya Tyler reset the offense here. Ray Slaughter back to work. Beautiful spin. Foul from behind. It was Full Wiley and Johnson combining on the hack, and they will call it.
And minus those 2 steals, Missouri's actually come down and really been able to execute their offense, get some good looks, get the ball to Slaughter. I love the way they move her around. She's taking threes. They've got her in the post. On the flip side, Full Wiley did come down and just get a nice paint touch against the zone. Extra pass,
she was just
offensive rebound. So much better zone offense last possession for LSU.
She was just called for her first personal. Top free throw shooting team in the SEC, 11th nationally at the stripe. They're going to need more of that today.
Yeah, you know that's on the scouting report. Do not foul this team.
Johnson inside, no. Gets it back, no. Back to Missouri.
And that's actually a great job by Missouri playing position defense without fouling.
Tigers went on a 3-game run just 2 weeks back. And victories coming against A&M, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. Corner three off the heel. Dow off the mark. Had a couple of close setbacks. Flau'jae, no. She'll get it back top of the key. Richard connects. That's a triple.
Yeah, they switched that, but they didn't switch it very aggressively. Richard is just really playing well for LSU.
Mulkey said she utilized a little 2-3-3-2 matchup zone in that fourth quarter. She said she had a hard time even saying that out loud. She doesn't like to do it, but it worked out. May see some more of that tonight. Tied at 9, LSU on the move.
And that's why she's one of the greatest that have ever coached the game. Making adjustments.
Full Wiley. Crowd was waiting to erupt. Tapped out of bounds. It goes back to Mizzou. Good start for the visitors from Como. We are tied at 9, almost 6 minutes in here at Baton Rouge.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special.
And then here she is looking inside with the lefty hook, and she's a right.
We were definitely not kidding in that open. She's got to have a big game so far, so good. In a tie contest, Charli Turner-Thorne, Roy Philpott, so glad you could join us. On the Sunday, I mentioned a big day in the SEC. South Carolina dismantling Ole Miss earlier today. And perhaps another statement sent by Dawn Staley's team. It was South Carolina LSU that came down to the wire here just 2 weeks ago. Everybody was watching. A couple of free throws late. And listen to Charlie Cream at this late hour in February. This league is loaded. South Carolina has got on the 1 line. LSU as a 2. And, Coach, think about what Kim Mulkey told us just 2 hours ago. She said in her 40 years coaching college basketball, she can't remember a conference this tough. Quote-unquote brutal from Coach Mulkey, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I concur. I coached 30-plus years in Division I basketball. And as I mean, obviously we're always not just watching our conference, we're watching across the country. And I do think this is maybe the strongest. The Big Ten is very, very good. I will say that. But this has got to be one of the strongest conferences ever. And I would not want to be on the NCAA selection committee.
Inside Dow, caught under the rim. Flau'jae surveys. It'll stay with LSU. Sanaya Tyler pleading her case.
Credit Missouri for getting back. I mean, on LSU steals, and that was a nice block shot. They are not getting their runouts. They're not getting their easy buckets. And Coach Harper talked about that at shoot-around today. They have to play good transition defense.
Flau'jae, what a dish. Inside to Williams. Too strong. And a foul under the backboard against Mizzou. But Flau'jae just makes the average play look spectacular at times, does she not?
She likes her no-look passes. And, she really sees the floor well. Sometimes she's, I think it's a new position for her, the point guard. She's really been more of a wing combo guard. But sometimes she just doesn't execute. She executed perfectly on that pass.
Williams will shoot 2. Previous foul was on Jayla Smith. And LSU at the free throw line for the first time today. Mikaylah Williams. Almost 13 points per game, preseason second team, all SEC, and 79% at the line.
And on the John Wooden watch list, she's on the Cheryl Miller watch list. She is definitely, the junior class, the 2027 draft class is projected to be the best ever. And we have Flau'jae, Williams, Slaughter, just in this game here today to get a glimpse of that.
Tigers have the lead for the first time at 11-9. That is the Tigers of LSU. Slaughter back to the basket. Nifty move in the paint. And rebound grab by Johnson. Mikaylah on the glass again. A concerted effort to get it to Mikaylah Williams to start. Against that Missouri zone. Flau'jae for 3. Flau'jae corrals it. Shot clock down to 5. Williams with the mid-range. And a look above.
A look above, some prayer hands there. Got one to go down.
Here comes LSU now in transition. Flau'jae. And a chance for 3. Count the bucket. Mikaylah Johnson, and a lot happening in the last 30 seconds of this one.
So here's Flau'jae, just always looking to create little globetrotter action there. And then Flau'jae getting to the rim like she does. And then, gosh, Mikaylah Johnson is so impressive. And I don't know, I can't help but compare her to Anisha Morrow, the recent draft pick for Kim Mulkey at Connecticut. I think she's still with Connecticut. We need to have a draft and some things might change. But, man, she is just so dynamic as an athlete, great rebounder, great finisher.
10-0 run for LSU. The lead at 7, and it didn't take long. Anisha Morrow, she just grabbed every single basketball that was anywhere close to the rim.
Yes,
I mean,
did.
starting at DePaul and then here in the SEC, it was incredible to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Mulkey would have liked to have more time with her, but she had a great career at both schools.
Flau'jae. That's a 3.
And that's scary because when Flau'jae's hitting
We
the
just
3,
went on
you
a
actually
run,
have to
bro.
go out and guard
They
her.
have not scored.
Good luck keeping her in front.
Slaughter, the response, she's already
He
double
responds,
figures.
But I like what I'm
That'll
seeing
stop
from
a
LSU.
13-0 run by LSU.
Mizzou just keeps kind of mixing up man and zone into their man here.
Hines on the floor. Richard for 3. Williams on the offensive glass. The quick spin. And delivers.
I have not done my research on this or my analytics, but if LSU doesn't have the best rebounding guards in the country, I don't know who does.
What a luxury that is, too. Great look inside for Lisa Thompson. 21-14.
Bella Hines in for LSU.
And a steal by Sotel. Dow. All ball, they'll say it goes back to LSU.
Yeah, just kind of brought it down, brought it down by her waist. Good call by the official. Bella Hines has really been giving LSU a lift off the bench. And here we go, just brought the ball down to her belly. Bella Hines, nice strip. She just comes in and makes plays for them.
Williams does too. Another bucket on the turnaround. She's got 8.
I think Mikaylah's playing the 5 today.
Inspired basketball. We didn't see her in the comeback win that second half at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think she's taking that a little personal today and off to a great start.
Coach Mulkey said that was a coach's decision, nothing more. Steal by Flau'jae. 88th of the season for the SEC leader, Mikaylah Williams. And the Mikaylah Williams show is officially on as well, Coach.
Yep. I think we got a little curly action here. Great pass, and that's Mikaylah Williams at her best.
America is under cyber.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
No pressure when I say this. But when I looked at the calendar, if you win so many games in the SEC tournament, if you win so many games in the NCAA tournament, you have put on their jersey 40 times. And that 40 times you're putting that jersey on, you're riding through the storm of trying to navigate to the championship. Because it's not going to be easy. And everybody's not going to come with you. And everybody's not going to believe in you. But all you need is who's in this room. You don't need the world to believe in you. Only you need to believe in you. We need to believe in us. And when you take that jersey off for the last time, and if you have listened to the way this team needs to be built to be able to handle the storm for 40 games, you will be a champion.
Philpott, great scorer, had 10 of Mizzou's 14. And then LSU started to heat up all over the place late in that first quarter, Coach.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing for Mizzou right now is they just – Kroenke was supposed to be their elite starting point guard. She's out for the year with ACL. They just don't have a lot of other options. I look for Shrek and Sotel maybe to get involved in the offense a little bit more.
Here's Tyler, set up Mizzou's offense to begin the second quarter. Shrek from downtown. Who wants the rebound? It's Flau'jae. Bounce pass into triple coverage. Tyler comes away with it. The moving screen, Slaughter called for first foul on numero 0, Grace Slaughter. LSU gets it back.
Yeah, I think that was more on Jayla Smith just not waiting for the screen.
Skip pass in the corner, Flau'jae no. Bella Hines with a rebound. Flau'jae again.
Last game she scored in transition. This game she's going to line it up from the 3-point line.
Her second triple to go along with 4 rebounds and an assist. Not to mention the steal category that she leads the SEC in right now. Lead at 12, Slaughter. Going to shoot a pair.
And right here, this is just really good zone vision by Hines, finding the wide open Flau'jae. She drains it.
Played her high school basketball in Columbia, South Carolina at Keenan High School. 2 free throws for Slaughter. She's got 10 points. Women's basketball takes over the SEC network every Thursday night. 3-pack of games headed your way. Ole Miss at Florida. That's up first at 6 o'clock Eastern. Mizzou at South Carolina at 8. And then the SEC with a 10 o'clock Eastern time tip for that third and final game between Texas and Georgia. Special evening SEC hoops coming up on Thursday. Flau'jae thought about it. Trying to spot Williams with a no-look delivery and a turnover. Off the screen, Shrek, rejected by Flau'jae, and again by Flau'jae.
2
Back-to-back
blocks
blocks.
in 1 possession. Into the 3. That's real Showtime basketball, my guy.
Called by Coach
2 blocks.
And that's
1 Flau'jae block. 1 MILESTONE block. Into the Jada 3. Pull up in transition.
The double block party
Nasty
got the transition game ignited, and LSU on the move finds a way again. Richard from downtown. And the Tigers.
Are you Marsha?
Girl, hit it from the front, back, side, side. Girl,
Go crazy. Go crazy.
On my post, cause it's Louis. You in my section, I don't know, it's giving groupie. Yeah. Big bag, get a big bag, chaser, yeah. Big cash, flip a big drag racer, yeah. You in my
Jackie, Alyssa here with you. Top 25 matchup in Nashville. The one in Norman just went final between Tennessee and Oklahoma. Things still rocky for the Lady Vols. What have you seen in this one?
Even with LSU going small, they're still out rebounding Missouri.
Yeah, and I think that's going to play into their hand in the second half.
Been a fun one so far. We've got a lot to discuss when we see y'all in a few minutes.
Listen, thank you very much. Back here in Baton Rouge, got the All-Star cast and crew in the studio today. We look forward to that halftime update. Charli Turner-Thorne, Roy Philpott here in Baton Rouge. Score tells the story. For Kim Mulkey's team, they were down just 5 minutes ago, 9-6. And then all of a sudden, here come the steals and the transition game and the threes by Mikaylah Williams, coach.
Who, you really, that's the player that you're going to leave open. 29% three-point shooter. Make her make the shots. And, of course, she has.
What if she starts making threes consistently?
Then you guard her.
Okay.
At this point, no, 2 is it. Then, now it's okay. She's hot. And she is that kind of shooter, streaky. So I look for Mizzou to get out on her harder. And, of course, our Rockstar studio crew called it. It's about the boards. I mean, LSU's just having their way first, second, third shots.
You called them Rockstar. I call them All-Stars. We have to stop right there. Otherwise, Coach Neighbors and listen, Steffi, of course, their heads get too big. Can't have that. It's not even March yet. Another steal. Flau'jae, Williams. And the foul. Clipped by Sotel. It does not take long with this team and its athleticism. When they get on the move in the fast break, look out.
I love that play by Mikaylah Williams. I believe that's her third steal, diving for the ball. And then, as we like to say, speed kills. LSU gets out so fast on the break.
All gas, no brakes, speed kills. There's all kinds of cliches and little coaching isms we could talk about there. Mikaylah Williams, remember, she comes off the bench. She's playing a little bit more than about half of the actual minutes so far this year, and just stuffing the stat sheet in all those categories.
6th player of the year, hands down.
Lead is 16. And off the mark, Sotel. It's Alumni weekend here for LSU. A lot of the former stars are back. Bella Hines, front and center.
I like that, Bella.
Wanted to shoot that, but then there was so much space.
Like that,
Great
Bella.
decision by the freshman.
She's tracking Sotel around the painted area. Number 7 to go in our first half. Slaughter. And an offensive foul to call. Slaughter picks up her second on the charge.
So, yeah, this is a great job beating defense against the flick, but great help side there by Richard.
It's 5'7", taking on 6'2", and holding her ground.
Well, I mean, LSU is basically guarding Slaughter right now. I mean, so she's got to realize that, maybe get to 2 feet, get the ball out of her hands, because she's got everybody's attention.
11 points, but now on the bench with the 2 fouls.
Zone possession here for Missouri.
We've seen a good bit of that so far in this one. Williams, double team. She'll get it back. Wiley asking for it in return. Williams, no. Flau'jae is going to be bumped. And there was some contact with Vincent. And a foul is called on LSU.
LSU is just dominating on the boards right here. Great flick out by, that's a tough call. I think that's a tough call because no one really had possession. I guess she had possession because they called a travel.
Yeah, there was no foul. It kind of confused me for a moment there, too. Mid-range off the mark by Dowell. LSU in the midst of another 7-0 run. And Williams turns it over on another traveling call.
Yeah. Mikaylah just needs to bring that up. I loved in the presser after the South Carolina game where Kim Mulkey talked about the poem by Alan Stein called One Possession. Because at this time of year...
Back to LSU. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yep, back to LSU. This time of year, it's all about that. Going into March, it's all about one possession. For any of you young basketball players out there, Google the poem, One Possession. It's awesome.
I'm going to do that as soon as we get to halftime.
You should.
In addition to listening to Alyssa Steffi and Coach Neighbors. We'll multitask. Wiley commanding the respect with that outside jumper. She'll give up the three-point chance, and Johnson on the shot clock violation. That's what Coach Mulkey probably wants MILESTONE to shoot.
She does, yeah, and just to have better shot clock awareness. I'm surprised you got a big crowd here. They need to be counting down for their team.
Let's blame it on the fans.
I actually wasn't aware of the shot clock, so shame on me.
Zoo's offense built around Grace Slaughter. Has 11 of the 15 total points.
Yeah, Thompson and Dalla trying to get some downhill drives, so they need to keep working that.
And a steal. Mikaylah Johnson ripped it away. Skip to Flau'jae. There it is. 1-2.
And the big smile. You got to love that about Flau'jae. She just stays with things. You know, shooters got to shoot, and she's not hanging her head. She's like, just give me the ball.
Well, you asked Kim Mulkey about Flau'jae and what she brings to the table, and she said it's an immediate joy. Chance for three, right on cue, back-to-back buckets, coast to coast for Flau'jae. And we reminded Coach Mulkey, you're going to miss this next year. It's not only the defense you see here, the coast-to-coast finish with the speed, but the pure joy for the game for number 4 for the Tigers.
Championship mindset. Just, I hit a three, I want more. Gets the steal, great finish. LSU is heating up.
You know what Coach said to us, too, in regards to her superstar? She said, you know what, we're on the road. Fans come to see Flau'jae. Her music is clean. You can listen to it, and she can't describe how much she appreciates all the intangibles that Flau'jae Johnson brings to the table. And remember, too, the national championship, her freshman campaign back in 2023. She wants to go out with a bang and another one this year.
She does, and they're good enough. And, you know, I'll tell you what, whichever WNBA franchise gets her, they're going to get all of that as well. She will be a fan favorite and most likely a first-round draft pick.
13-0 run again for LSU. Flau'jae, the hesitation. There's a foul. She'll head back to the free throw line.
The other thing Coach Mulkey said is she is by far the hardest worker in her program. She is always in the gym. And plays like that, you can tell. I mean, players that have hezzies and her pivots and her fakes, I mean, she just has a lot in her bag, I guess they say now. and I think, which makes her incredibly hard to guard. That's why she gets to the free throw line a lot every game.
Coming up, 6 Eastern, 5 Central. We're done here in Baton Rouge. We'll have a 3.5-hour best of this week's SEC Men's and Women's Swimming and Diving Championships. Texas Longhorns are the men's and women's defending champions. Coach, you're so hip with the lingo. I was impressed right there. Great job by you.
I'm really not, but I try.
We all try and we all fail. That's what my daughters tell me. Deep three. And Sotel too strong. Flau'jae to Fulwiley to Williams. How about the rotation of the basketball in this one? Williams. Fadeaway comes up short.
Good defense by Vincent there.
Slaughter back on the floor. The 2 fouls. Missouri at 16-12. We mentioned the 3-game run they went on an SEC play. They've beaten some quality teams under a first-year head coach, Kelly Harper. Flau'jae in takeover mode, suddenly in double figures with 10.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Harper at shoot-around about now, do you try to run with LSU? Because Missouri has had a lot of success playing a very up-tempo game. And yet, you know, really in a game like this, you think about pro ball. You think about slowing it down, limiting the possessions, because on paper, you're going to struggle to match up. And she said, it is the conundrum. Finally, Sotel gets one to drop for Missouri. But she said, you know, I think we just got to be who we are. And we're going to keep pushing the pace. And so they're going to keep taking their early threes and get back and see if they can hang around.
Johnson off the miss by Johnson. That last three by Sotel stopped a 17-0 run in a scoreless drought spanning more than 5 minutes. LSU back to the free throw line. I think your point is a valid one when you consider the teams that most believe can win a national championship this year. Outside of the SEC, Connecticut comes to mind. In the SEC, South Carolina, Texas, Vanderbilt, and LSU. And the question is, which is the best team out of that pairing of 4 different squads? And you can go in a million different directions. But at the end of the day, this one, pound for pound, as talented as anybody else in America this year.
And no, very few coaches. I mean, obviously Gino and Don do, but like Kim Mulkey's resume and knowing how to get her teams to peak and win the big games and win in March is pretty incredible. So I will go on record as saying that LSU is absolutely good enough to be in Phoenix. And in particular, they not only have the offense and defense, but they have depth. I mean, they haven't even played some really good players yet today because they're sticking with their small ball lineup.
Mikaylah Johnson with a rebound, and a jump ball is the ruling. Arrow favors LSU.
Joyner, Knox, Koval, all players that have really helped this team get to where they are. And they're doing this without them.
There you see on the bench right now, 44-18. Sharp. Box out. Jayla Smith. Sotel upended. Came down awkwardly with that rebound. On the Pepperdine transfer. And a foul call.
Grace Slaughter said at shoot around, she said, I asked her what she loves about this team, and she goes, just our resiliency. I mean, we've been through a lot of adversity, but we just, we're gonna keep a great attitude, and we're just gonna keep fighting. And that's what they're doing here today.
You made a great point to me too before we came on the air. Missouri, the chance to go into the postseason. Smith connects with a 3, and that would be a huge accomplishment for a first-year coach trying to reconstruct everything that's happening there in Columbia, right?
It would be. I mean, it'd be a huge win. They could get to the WBIT, win a few games. I mean, that's the path of building programs. Used to be the NIT, now the NCAA. Great cut. Mikaylah Johnson with the finish. They're slicing and dicing. But yeah, it would be to be able to get to that tournament, which is actually now we've got a tournament in the women's game that rivals the men's NIT, where they're paying for the expenses and things, and we haven't had that. And so it's a bigger deal. And that's, you can look historically how many programs work their way through that, and then before you know it, they're not just getting into the NCAA tournament, but they're making deep runs.
Yeah, great point by you. Mikaylah Johnson almost with a double-double in the first half. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Called for the foul, and Kate Koval checks in. Slaughter shooting 2. 12 points. Game like this, you are quickly reminded of the firepower and the team speed of 7th-ranked LSU. Williams draws a double team, kicks it out to Flau'jae. Too easy.
Missouri seems to be tired. They're not quite getting back the way they were, not sealing up the lanes as well, and fouling a little bit more.
Koval's going to shoot 2. They are. You mentioned the injuries with Kroenke and Lethica.
And Mays, and then not having Reisma, their starting center today. And they've had a lot of players in and out. Dow's been out. Smith's been out. So, again, incredible if Coach Harper can take this team to the WBIT to get some postseason experience. Grace Slaughter's actually never been.
One more free throw for Kate Koval, the Notre Dame transfer. 76% at the line this year. One of two.
The jokester.
Oh, I can end all kinds of streaks if you want me to. Don't get me started on that front, Coach. Sotel. Shrek on the offensive glass. In and out. 4 of 19 from downtown is Mizzou. Under a minute to go in the half. Halftime report coming up soon. Bella Hines coming up with a 3.
Bankroll Bella. Big 3.
Kim has talked about her freshmen, just how fearless they are, how tough, just the impact, especially with Johnson, Hines, and Knox. Now a little zone from LSU on that possession.
Shot clock is off. Richard. Cobalt.
Yes, Kate Cobalt. Yes, ma'am.
Should be the final possession of the first half. And Smith off the mark. The 3-pointer. A 31-8 quarter in favor of LSU. Mikaylah Johnson with 11. Flau'jae with 11. And the balance on full display for the home team. Halftime report is coming up right now. 54-22. Alyssa, Steffi, Coach Neighbors. How we doing on a Sunday?
We're doing great, Roy Pott, as we welcome you into the SEC halftime report. So much to talk about. We'll start with this game right there in Baton Rouge. We'll get you back out to the crew coming up in just a few minutes. Steffi, you said this about Texas in their game against Mississippi State.
Yeah.
You wanted to see them looking dominant. I feel like the same could be said about LSU so far.
For sure. I mean, after the fourth quarter that they were able to come back and beat Ole Miss on the road, tough environment, answered the bell. And it's good to see Mikaylah Williams out there because she didn't play in the second half.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to me. And you love to see a player respond. Coach, what about you?
You do. You hope to see that exact thing.
Yeah.
Come out, not skip a beat, back to the player we expect. And then as a team, exactly what you've been saying, Steph, we heading into Greenville, you want your top seeds to be playing like top seeds.
Yeah.
And we've seen 3 of them do that so far. And Vandy will too. That's the other top seed. Those 2 teams, those 4 teams starting to look like not only the best teams in the SEC, but 4 of the best in the country.
Yeah. You mentioned Vanderbilt. That's one of the close games that we've seen today. We've only really seen 2. We'll talk about one more of those coming up in just a few minutes. Let's check in on the action between Kentucky and Vanderbilt at halftime right now, but a big ranked matchup on this SEC Saturday. First quarter, Clara Strack, bucket in the paint. Cats are up 16-6 early.
This is a rematch from earlier in February. It was a 1-point game. You knew Vanderbilt was going to have some response after I thought Kentucky got off to a great start. It's always good when you get the ball in the hands of Mikaylah Mates.
See what you did there.
I got a smile out of Alyssa Lang there, and Neighbors.
Me too.
Doors still trailing with some work to do. Cats extending that lead. Pull-up jumper from Asia Boone is good. Aubrey Galvin, how about the 3 from her? Doors trailing 36-34 now. 2-point game. Just over 2 minutes left in the quarter. Tony Morgan. The what of this team? The soul of this team? The oxygen? That's what it was. The oxygen. That's what you called her, Steffi Sorensen. Cats lead 46-44 at the half. What we've expected so far?
Yeah, the first time they played, there was 21 threes made. So far, 13. This one, I mean, these are 2 teams I think playing really good.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt wants to be in that top 4. Don't want to afford to slip up. They've been great at home, Coach.
And they went a little smaller without Sasha Washington.
Yeah, no Sasha today.
Kind of changes your lineup, changes your matchups a little bit. You talked about the rematch. You know, when you play somebody for a second time in league, there's so many things that could be going on. Maybe somebody had a test last time, and you never know. You know, you can look at this box score, but you just don't know what was really happening the first time.
And lots left in front of us in this one as the second half is about to get underway in Nashville. 3 top 25 matchups today in the SEC. This was our other close one. The third one, not so much. Tennessee on the road at Oklahoma. Reagan Beers early inside in the third quarter. Later, same quarter, Aaliyah Chavez cooking.
They must have tagged in because you said at halftime you want to see more Chavez, more Beers. You got both.
Coach, is that too much to ask for?
Not too much.
Jade Civil, corner 3, trying to keep Tennessee in it, down just 4 now. Oklahoma back up by 5. Beers layup inside.
Front row Holst.
Of course.
Our girl.
The hockey assist.
The hockey assist.
Next possession for Oklahoma. Chavez, mid-range jumper, and Oklahoma would just steadily continue to build on that lead. 100-93, another loss for the Lady Vols. Mississippi State on the road at Texas. We'll be honest with y'all, this one was over in the first quarter. Rory Harmon,
Tell us
Justice
the
Carlton.
truth.
I mean, Texas turned it on today, Coach.
They did. This looked like a team playing for their seniors, playing for the national champions that were in the stands. This looked like a championship team today.
And the thing is, Lang, as we go through this highlight, against Florida, Sam Purcell came out and said, we didn't show up in the first quarter, and that game was over against Florida, so you would expect something different, but it was the same thing here for Mississippi State.
Final seconds of the second quarter. Preston jumps the passing lane, forces a held ball, Texas ball with 2 seconds to go on the inbounds. Harmon to Madison Booker, you already know. Nails the three at the buzzer. Booker had 23 points and Texas cruised. 50-point victory, 92-42. Speaking of cruising, Wiley to Flau'jae, Tigers, the LSU kind, on top of Missouri.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaques?
It's better for LSU if Kentucky wins, but Vandy may get the win, of course. Is Key playing? Yanni Key?
She's also a member of the LSU's Black Women Empowerment Initiative and the founder of the Alumni.
So Gigi Banks is at LSU on an official visit. On an unofficial visit. A lot of you guys know her from when Flau'jae was coaching at what is that, Overtime, I believe it's called. A lot of people consider her baby Flau'jae in her play style. So it's definitely nice that she was able to catch an at-home game. And the style of play that Kim Mulkey played throughout that entire first half definitely has to suit her because she's a guard, because of she's like a combo guard, and she can see how LSU uses her guards. So yeah, Gigi Banks is a great player, definitely somebody that LSU would enjoy getting for sure. I bet you you're not over there in Tennessee up there on that Rocky Top, huh, Kelly? Nice to see you down there in Missouri. They treating you good? I can only imagine what Mulkey said. Guys, she's a 2027 guard, not 2026. We will be losing how many guards at that point? We have to revamp and keep the offense going. Wait, y'all are saying that Cody had 2 points overall the entire game versus South Carolina?
Thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday.
So quiet as kept, and thank you guys so much. Really, I told she's been wanting to say thank you to you guys since earlier, but I told her to wait till halftime. But quiet as kept. That Grace foul, Cody needed that, child. And it was not, see, I had to go off on somebody on Twitter because they was like, Coach Yo was coming after her and that was the right thing to do, all of that. I'm like, huh? Y'all know if Coach Mulkey if y'all even ever thought that she was running after a player instead of a ref, y'all would want Coach Mulkey on the cross. Don't lie. Do not lie now. And Coach Yo comes out saying that, of course, she was not going after Grace. She was going after the ref, which sounds correct as a coach, you know. But Cody needed that hard foul because what happened after that was Cody didn't really get going. Up to that point, Cody was getting whatever she wanted downhill, was getting us in foul trouble, all of that. So yeah, I was not mad at Grace. And then from there, we go on that run and do what we do. But I felt like that really charged up the team, charged up the coaching staff of let's get it done, let's win. We did exactly that. I do cupcake cakes, y'all. I do cupcake cakes. I don't do all of that. Tomorrow's her birthday. I'm doing cupcakes for her class and stuff. All right, y'all. We are coming back soon.
Malaysia Flau'jae as we take a look at our Carvana player spotlight. And Flau'jae, whether it was the three-point shot, whether it was in transition, the steals, the blocks, how about give her the rebounds as well in those first 20 minutes? 6, in fact. She did it all for head coach Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, she did. And, I mean, it wasn't just her. I mean, Mikaylah Williams was kind of doing it all. Flau'jae got going. Richard. It's just been a really tremendous team effort to build this possibly insurmountable lead here today, Roy.
It's 9-6 at one point. Mizzou had the advantage before LSU took flight. Here protecting the home court. And really the other big story in a game like this, you're protecting the resume, but you're also keeping your eye on Greenville in the SEC tournament and a chance to secure that all-important double bye. The top 4 seeds all do that. LSU is in control of its destiny, along with South Carolina, Vanderbilt, and Texas, to do exactly that. Back-to-back turnovers, and Shrek corrals it right at half court. Mizzou gets it back. Those standings here at the end of February look like this, and at 9-4, Mizzou at 4-9. Tigers by virtue, speaking of LSU, of their win against Oklahoma. You run the table from here on out, you're going to be favored to do so. You're going to get one of those double byes in Greenville.
Absolutely, yes. They definitely control their own destiny as Sanaya Tyler drains the 3. Some much-needed offense.
54-25, Mizzou the first points of our third quarter. Starter still on the floor. Williams to Flau'jae. $14 on the board for Flau'jae. Her first 11 all coming in the second quarter after a bit of a slow start.
And 44% three-point shooter. She's definitely somebody you want to get out on and run off the line.
LSU's a 2 seed in the dance. Can you imagine? You're a 1 seed in the same region. You got to make sure you beat this team to go to the Final Four.
Absolutely,
right? You wouldn't want to. You know about that, Coach.
And really, the seeding is not decided. I mean, the SEC tournament is going to be huge. If LSU runs the table there, they're going to have a great case to get a number 1 seed. In my opinion,
is it a huge difference in your mind as a coach between a 1 and a 2?
Well, Flau'jae was 29% coming in. She's not 29% after today's game. That's her third 3. And yes, to answer your question, Roy, it makes a huge difference. Seeding is everything in terms of winning a national championship.
Good look inside and a chance for 3 as the Tigers on the move with Shannon Dow.
So to our point about adjustments, what can you work on here if you're LSU? You can work on, playing strengths. You're letting Dow get downhill with her right hand, and you're getting a silly foul. Regardless of the score, these are things that you want to clean up in a game like this.
Third on Flau'jae, Dow at the strike. I knew that there was a big difference between the 1 and the 2, but I wanted to ask you because there's some that are watching that may not understand necessarily that's a big deal, but it's a huge deal. You're trying to get the Final Four. You're trying to win a national championship.
Yeah, if true seeds win out, the 2's playing the 3, right? And the 1's playing the 4. And again, big difference.
Some contact there with Dow. Charli Cream tells us right now the 1 and 2 seeds look like this. Now, keep in mind, this will change. In Louisville earlier today, lost to unranked Virginia at home, and they're likely to tumble down a little bit.
Nice loss for Louisville.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the final score with Michigan, Iowa. But Iowa was winning that game.
There was no way we should have ever been the 4th seed,
so
closest to the 3
don't
line.
disagree with
I
that
never
maybe
thought
a
of
couple days
that.
ago. But I think at the end of the day, that's going to change. Dow got called with the foul there just to reach in. Mikaylah Williams, they do a great job of just moving Mikaylah Williams around and isolating her, and she's so physical. She's just, got that pro body.
I think the other thing with Mikaylah this year, we talked to her about this 3 weeks ago before the Florida game. Her scoring average is down so far in her 3rd season. But I think as we get deeper into this season, into the postseason, LSU can lean on her a little bit more. They haven't had to, and I think that that's coming. So, mark the tape here, where her numbers are right now. They're probably not going to go down as we get deeper into the regular season. Kim Mulkey and
Bella loves taking her
Charles was drawn. LSU gets it back. And
I don't
Williams
mind them
herself
hitting
can
me,
get
but
a
not
takeover
above
mode.
us.
Bella Hyde's pretty savvy there, drawing the charge on Grace Slaughter. Coach Kelly Harper is very incensed about that.
3rd foul on Slaughter. All coaches are incensed with any call that goes not in their favor.
If it's not on our end.
Mikaylah Johnson, another double-double tonight. And the putback.
So bouncy, so quick off the ground.
Z.
13 and 11 for Johnson. 3 minutes into our 3rd quarter. Slaughter continues to work hard and a burst of points to start. Williams. Chance for 3.
And to your point about Mikaylah Williams, because they're going to her right now on the block almost every time, and this is so hard to take away. So she's in the mid, you can't really deny it. It's a fall away jumper. Mikaylah Williams can hit this in her sleep. When they beat Texas here earlier in the season, it was Mikaylah Williams who was the leading scorer, who really led them to that victory. So just to kind of echo your point, Roy, I think she's going to be huge and down the stretch in March. She's just a player that can hit tough shots, and all great teams have to have that.
Don't be deceived by the 12.9 this season. That is likely going to change, and she's quite comfortable in her role as a distributor and doing other things for this program at this point of the season.
Well, Wiley thought she had a run out. The official thought otherwise. Actually, credit Vincent for stepping to that pass. You know that LSU is going to shoot passing lanes, so it should be on the board there in Missouri's locker room. Step to the pass. Collision rule.
3rd foul on Malaysia. Big game between Oklahoma and Tennessee earlier today. Talking about that at halftime. Sotel hit the deck hard. The balance for LSU, we mention that often. And it's Flau'jae and Mikaylah right up there at the top. Let's pick your poison.
Come on,
Full
sis.
Wiley from
Come on,
distance and
Divine.
everybody else entering the mix.
Yes, it is.
Oh, guys,
like
how am I
Sotel just
doing in the
not
poll?
settling for a three,
We
kind of
have
backing
4
in, trying to get
players.
to the
Did
rim
anybody
because
only
the three
say
hasn't really been
three?
falling today. And again, I think LSU
4
can
players
work
so
on
far.
play position defense without
Halfway
fouling.
through the
Get
third.
better. As some things that are going to help us down the stretch.
Against the zone, Richard. In and out. Bella Hines. Sotel clears. Mentioned that OU Lady Vols matchup, 193, the final. Oklahoma winning in Norman. The other one currently underway over on ESPN2. Vanderbilt and Kentucky knotted up in the third quarter.
Kentucky's really hitting their stride
I think
these
so.
days. I think they look really good. I was just at their Ole Miss game a few weeks ago.
And we saw them against Texas in Austin in a game that got very tight in the fourth quarter. Foul inside. Don't forget our SEC Network Tuesday night men's basketball doubleheader. Otega Owe and UK square off against Mikaylah Johnson in South Carolina from Columbia, 7 o'clock Eastern. Tennessee and Mizzou. Dennis Gates' team right there in outstanding contention for an NCAA tournament appearance. And Tennessee back to its winning ways under Rick Barnes and Nate Amon. That's Tuesday right here, SEC Network also on ESPN. 68-30. Mikaylah Johnson, another free throw.
She has that quick step that Morrow had. Morrow, can't even say her name now.
Anisha Morrow.
Anisha, yeah, Morrow had for LSU last year.
Contact, no whistle. Dow connects. Candidly, I remember talking with Anisha, I think it was last year. We were here for the NCAA tournament. We just chatted for a few minutes, and I said, you're one of my favorite players I've covered in the sport because she gets every rebound, consummate pro, team player, never demanded the spotlight, but could easily do it if she wanted to. But the way she approached the game and her tenacity on the glass, unprecedented, I thought, the job she did for Kim Mulkey the last couple of years.
I could not agree more. And I will add to that, not fully healthy. You know, kind of had a knee, and she just had to get managed and just always showed up for her team. A couple calls going against the LSU Tigers. Let's take a look at that again. So here's Dow. Well, yeah, I see that. I think she kind of grabbed her before she tied it up. She kind of put her hand right on her shoulder and then got the ball. So good call by the official.
First on Bella Hines, one more for Dow. Perhaps the ball does not lie, nor does Mikaylah Williams. Mikaylah Johnson, unstoppable here in Baton Rouge today.
There's a very old adage in basketball: offense wins awards, defense wins games, and rebounding wins championships. Pat Summit loved to say that. All of her teams were phenomenal rebounding teams. Can't help but bring that up today as LSU just dominating on the boards.
Richard buries another long jumper, and a timeout called by Kelly Harper, the former point guard for Pat Summit. So we step aside in Baton Rouge, 72-33.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it
Mikaylah has 10 offensive rebounds. That girl. Five LSU players in double digits so far. Okay. What's going on in that Kentucky Vandy game? I'm about to put my ear to the street, see what's going on. Oh, Kentucky up 65-59. 43 seconds left. I'm rooting for Kentucky in this one personally, just because Vandy did lose to Georgia already. Them dropping this one would put them to 4 losses in the SEC, joining LSU with 4 losses in the SEC. So that would help LSU in rankings as well, because they got blown out by South Carolina, like literally blown out. We lost to South Carolina by however many points that we did, I think 3-5 or something around there. Now that resume is looking similar, you know, I do like their Aubrey. The third quarter ends 65-61. So still anybody's game with 10 minutes left to go. We'll see what happens.
To lead this charge. Halfway home in our third quarter.
I never see my full name in the chat like that. Okay.
Pete Maravich's Assembly Center at full throttle. Reminder, too, women's basketball takes over the SEC Network every Thursday night. How about a triple header, a special on Thursday? 6, 8, and 10 o'clock Eastern. Ole Miss at Florida, Mizzou at South Carolina. Dogs back in the top 25 head down to Austin for a late night tilt against the 4th-ranked Texas Longhorns. Madison Booker, Rory Harmon on full display, 10 o'clock Eastern, Thursday here on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
Alumni Day here at LSU, and Coach Mulkey was telling us before the game, you know, it's a big deal. You know, these players come back and they want to be proud of their team. And so you could tell she really talked to her team about that we want to honor this day.
You think they're proud of this program, the job that she's done?
I think they're pretty proud of it.
I think they are too. It's not only the wins and the national championship, but it's just the way that they go about their business. And it's a fun team to watch, and it has been fun, with outstanding personalities that care about their craft and care about this community. And a timeout on the floor as we go back out to break. 4:09 remaining in the third.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis? With fewer symptoms.
I call your phone. Are you alone? You are my home. I need to know why that you want. I do not know. Yeah. If you ever called and I'm on the way, whenever I slide, I know that I'm safe, so I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Yeah. My favorite part that I overplay. Your heart is my home that I overstay, man. I overstay. You put me first, I think we gon' last. You drive me insane, I hope we don't crash, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay, ay, ay. But it kinda hurt and it's getting worse. It kinda feel like a gift and a curse, but I don't complain. I need you to stay. Look, you ain't gotta take me sad fifth shopping. The tags ain't popping, I had that off and the bags I'm copping. I'm tryna vibe but the jab ain't locking. Kinda heard about your past, ain't off. You want me to slide, do the dash still. Wanna chill, you can crash here. I won't cry, that's my last tear. You want the same thing as last year. I'm on the way, I'm the one that you can call. Stay by my side, I risk it all. I'll be there in 5. Come take it all. Shoot by my side, How can I fall? If you ever call, then I'm on the way. Whenever I slide, I know that I'm safe, so I'm on the way. I'm on the way, yeah. My favorite part that I overplay. Your heart is my home, that I overstay, man, I overstay. I overstay, yeah. You put me first, I think we gon' last. You drive me insane, I hope we don't crash, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay, yeah. It kinda hurt and it's getting worse. It kinda feel like a gift and a curse, but I don't complain. I need you to stay. I don't like to troll with your feelings.
Champion with the Minnesota Lynx, the former #1 draft pick of that organization in 2006. Her jersey number retired in Minnesota. 3-time Olympic gold medalist. And how about this? The first woman in LSU history to have her jersey retired for LSU. And the statue tells you the full story outside Pete Maravich Assembly Center. An incredible career, an incredible assistant coach. Now with the Tigers and head coach Kim Mulkey, and immortalized forever, Simone Augustus. We saw her after we talked with Coach Mulkey earlier today. And we were going to stop her for a moment, but she was all business getting ready for this game.
Yeah,
we went right past her, and that was it.
She's smiling now on the bench, and she should be. But yeah, I think she was going to probably go address the alumni, and the alumni, I should say. But yeah, Simone Augustus is certainly one of the all-time greats, and I would say maybe Coach Mulkey's best recruit ever to have her on the coaching staff right now.
An amazing acquisition of sorts, but you made a point to me, her on the court and what she was able to do, her vision and the ability to always make the right decision.
Unbelievable. High cognition players. They would run motion with the great coach Sue Gunther, and you didn't know how to guard her because you go over because you want to give her a shot because she can hit everything. 3-level plus scorer. She would curl it. If you went under, she'd pop back. I mean, she's just, you look at her, you're like, oh, athlete, all this, but she was so much more, so skilled, so smart.
Simone Augustus, #1 pick, W draft back in 06. Incredible career now, continuing the coaching realm. Slaughter inside, and controlled by Burridge, who just checked in.
Yeah, Burridge actually got on the board a couple possessions ago, so great job making an impact.
Flau'jae between the legs, and a turnover. Stolen by Tyler. And Mizzou gives it right back. What is it like as a coach in a game like this? From the LSU perspective first, you've got a big lead. You want to keep everybody healthy. You probably want to get some of your reserve players some key minutes, and we're seeing that right now with Divine Burridge. We just talked about her, and there's going to be some more on the floor in a moment. But what are you thinking about what's front and center in your mind in a game that you have firmly in your grasp? Flau'jae again.
Trying to do in the math what her 3-point percentage is going up to. Yeah, if I'm Coach Mulkey, I want to get better. I don't want to just ride this out and get sloppy or just muddle through it. So I want to play without fouling. Case in point. And I do want to spread the minutes out. Obviously going into a key stretch and in the tournament, back-to-back games. I mean, any extra rest. I mean, we see Flau'jae, Mikaylah Williams on the bench. I don't know how much more they're going to play this game, but I would hazard a guess not a lot. And then thinking maybe we'll see more of Koval and Grace Knox. But yeah, I definitely would spread the minutes out.
Maya Joyner checks in.
Take the rest.
One more for Slaughter. On the other side for Kelly Harper.
Yeah, you're not looking at the scoreboard at all. Don't look at the scoreboard. You're playing maybe 3-minute games. You're putting performance goals on yourself. Hey, limit them to one shot. Let's try to outscore them in this 3-minute game. You're just trying to help your team finish out the game as strong as they can.
Joyner as strong as she can. The finish at the rim.
And LSU, they're working on their zone. So I like that. They came in handy in Ole Miss. They went 3-2. They went 2-3.
Forcing the three-point shot. Kim Mulkey admitted to us, it's not really part of my DNA to run it. She didn't like talking about it, but she said we did it. And she believed that was instrumental in changing the course of that fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, we'll be talking about for a long time around here, outscoring Ole Miss 24-7, trailed by as many as 11, and they end up winning by 8. I mean, going away.
Ole Miss did not score a field goal, and it wasn't that they just missed. They played incredible defense. LSU played incredible defense. And I agree that the zone, it just shifted the tempo a little bit. It got Ole Miss maybe just a little bit out of sync.
Flau'jae grabs the board, her 8th. Bella Hines.
Sometimes it just goes like that. It's just infectious shooting. I don't have any explanation for it, but we see it a lot. A few players get hot, and it just is contagious.
9 threes for LSU today. 4 by Mikaylah Williams. Lady Vols come to town on Thursday. That's going to be a fun matchup. And Flau'jae, her 9th rebound. Mikaylah Williams is one of those players, certainly with a chance to mess around and get a triple-double, but she could stuff that stat sheet and maybe go 4 different categories with 10+. Another 3.
She's laughing. She was going to rebound her own switch.
Well, that's got to be a personal high for her in a single game. 5 threes for number 23 for LSU.
We call that in the zone, Roy.
And if she wouldn't have made that one, she was going to grab the rebound. Well, Mikaylah with quite the performance. First double-double with 17 and 10. Career high, 10 boards. Richard, no, the third quarter comes to a close. Mikaylah Williams with the full arsenal on display. Over the shoulder, the three-point delivery, all the action. 5 triples tonight. She thought she was off the mark. She was not. A career high 10 rebounds. Getting it done in Baton Rouge.
Did you know about 1 in 3?
Yeah. Come on. Trade with the dreams. Come on, trade with the dreams. Come on.
Y'all know how I do it. Look, where the ladies at? I'm gonna put y'all on something new. Where y'all at?
It's so silly of me to act like I don't need you back.
Come on. Oh, where my ladies at?
All I can think about is that since I see you last. I know I didn't have to walk away. All I had to do was ask for space. I'm telling you beyond your way. When I told you to fall back, so can you come pick up your toes?
Mikaylah Johnson, 17 points, 12 rebounds, and coach, 10 of those coming on the offensive glass.
Yeah, she's just, continued to play better and better. Obviously, she is a starter now for this top-ranked LSU team, and we are seeing why all over, on the boards, in the post, getting it done.
17 and 12, 6 of 9 from the floor. And all of that coming.
Oh, I
just
like that
23
moment right
minutes
there between
of
Bella
action.
and
Okay, we were kind of
Coach
distracted
Dad.
there because we had our, what's their mascot's name?
Well, I call him Mike the Tiger because I think about Mike in the habitat right outside the PMAC. But
Right.
he's out there attempting jump shots and just having himself a good old time. He was trying to distract you. You gave the fist bump.
I did.
It was good.
Yeah, I can multitask. I'm a mom and a coach or something.
All the above.
I have 4 jobs.
Charli, Turner-Thorne, Roy Philpott. Mikaylah Johnson has gotten it done. Violation, Flau'jae 2. 5 threes is tied a career high. She had 5 against Charlotte earlier this season, non-conference play. And at South Carolina hit 5 against Presbyterian in her freshman year in Columbia for then Don Staley. LSU gets possession, begin our final 10 minutes. Mikaylah Williams, 15-footer now. Flau'jae. 11th rebound. Joyner down low.
And you got to put
pass,
down where how
Mikaylah.
much Missouri misses Reisman. Because, you know, they're actually 4th in the SEC in defensive rebounding, but you wouldn't know it from this game today.
It's been a struggle against LSU's size and depth. Flau'jae. Easiest basket of conference play for her.
Staying in their 2-3 zone.
So many years we've entered March Madness and we've wondered, can anybody beat South Carolina? Other years we've wondered, can anybody beat UConn? There have been other teams at the top that seem to have the position to easily claim a national title. And this year people will talk about both of those teams.
They will, but I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty open.
And that's my point. And that's where I want to tee you up, Slaughter. There are 4 teams, 5 teams, 8 teams. When you think about Michaela Blake's and Vanderbilt, you think about Texas, LSU, South Carolina, UCLA, and on down the line where any of these teams have a chance to win 6 and win a national title.
Yeah, and all my scouting endeavors, I'd say 6. You know, there's 6, maybe 7 teams. And any 4 of them could be in the Final Four and win a national championship this year. So that's fun. That's fun for the women's game.
3-pointer drained by Abby Schreck. No quit in Mizzou. 16 wins on the year, 4 in the SEC. See Schreck's numbers on the campaign. Williams.
Mizzou's got numbers.
Swatted out of bounds. Flau'jae. Her 3rd block to go along with 2 steals, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 19 points.
And this is what she does regularly. I mean, this young lady is just an elite athlete. Great stuff. You know, the interesting thing with the college women's landscape right now is the depth in the power conferences is greater than it's ever been. But unfortunately, we've kind of lost parity across the board because of the transfer portal and the ability to buy the players from the mid-majors and below.
We're seeing that in all sports. Schreck, some contact with Mikaylah Williams, and Abby Schreck's going to shoot 3. That's her 2nd personal.
This is probably exposing myself a little bit. So this situation right now, I'd probably be like, if you foul, you're out of the game. You
It's
know,
that simple.
Yeah, and we would do that. Like, okay, we're winning this game, but you have to play discipline. You have to play without fouling. That would be the one constraint that I would have on my team at this point. But I imagine Kim Mulkey is going to just have Mikaylah, Flau'jae play, you know, the first 3 or 4 minutes of this quarter, and then they're going to be sitting down anyway.
currently both on the floor. LSU, truckload of momentum with the Lady Vols coming to Baton Rouge Thursday night. Meanwhile, Mizzou wrap up its regular season on the road at South Carolina. Oklahoma comes to Mizzou Arena to end the regular season. Flau'jae. That's a record. A career high 6 3-pointers. Mikaylah Flau'jae in the zone. Six of 9 from downtown, 22 points. That's just one game removed from a career high 26 against Ole Miss. And looking for more.
The other term we use for that is flow state. She is definitely in a flow state in this game here today.
Yeah, she's been playing at a different speed, in a different gear, and totally relaxed and in control. You know, we talked to her a couple of weeks back, and I asked her, when you jumped in the portal, was it always LSU? And she said, pretty much. I said, did you talk to any other team? She said, we did have a phone call with the Lady Vols. But she was excited to get down here, understand more about what it takes at the point guard position for head coach Kim Mulkey, and that relationship has continued to blossom. And her numbers tell that story, and you have to go beyond just the 4 categories.
Well, her career high was the last game at 26. So we'll see if she can break that today. But yeah, what a great decision. I mean, there's not too many coaches out there that have, I mean, you're leaving Dawn Staley, but that have coached and developed as many pros as Kim Mulkey has. So, and I would say that given the way she's playing and grown and getting to play the point guard and just her game is evolving, she made a great decision.
And to go from one coach with all the national championships to another. And to see that development, it's been fun to watch. Flau'jae Johnson. LSU angling towards another 100-point performance. Basically led the country in scoring for most of this regular season. Ryan Benson off the mark. Flau'jae Johnson is not. 96 on the board. And Flau'jae with 16.
Yeah, this last 5.5 minutes, I just think if I'm Coach Harper, I just want my team to work the ball a little bit. You know, maybe we make it, maybe we don't, but we're not going to give LSU their runouts with quick shots.
Joyner hauls in the rebound. Flau'jae stolen by Smith, and a nice play from Jayla. She'll keep the dribble going. Tyler splashes home the triple.
Nice job by Jayla Smith. She is one of their defensive stoppers. She's been injured a lot this year, so her minutes have been limited. But definitely growing a lot this year for Kelly Harper.
Over the back was Vincent. Gets us to the under 5 media timeout. 96-44. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Flau'jae with 26 at Ole Miss. 22 more today. Johnson & Johnson right behind. All Tigers at home.
America is under cyber attack, and our critical industries are the target. With 750,000 unfilled cyber jobs, the threat is growing. But LSU is rewriting the playbook for stronger national security. Our student-run security operations centers are training tomorrow's cyber defenders while protecting real companies in real time. This isn't just education. It's a frontline mission.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis? With fewer symptoms from moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, where would you go? Imagine being a million miles away. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. And for adults with active psoriatic arthritis, Tremfya goes beyond the skin. Less joint pain, stiffness, and swelling is possible. And Tremfya even reduced fatigue. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
We all do it. You see a line and wonder, should I join it? Even crazier is that folks stick with insurance that keeps them waiting around to file a claim, while Geico's claim support is available day or night. What are you waiting for?
No one knows.
It feels good to step out of line. It feels good to Geico.
Hockey is here. The Spinorama's here. Intensity coming in hot here. The final playoff push and the Stanley Cup final. Oh, it's here, baby, on ESPN.
96-44, less than 5 to play in Baton Rouge. Flau'jae Johnson, hard to believe. She's now a senior as her LSU career comes to a close. What a career it has been, along with head coach Kim Mulkey, her freshman campaign. Emotions on full display, the national championship. What a scene it was as LSU won it all again. And those two, so connected, so tight. 4 years with one program. And in this era of NIL, after winning the national championship in year number 1 for Flau'jae, it's been extremely special for those two. And let's find out how the final chapter in this book will be written. Her career here, and Coach talked about it.
She did. She's almost a little emotional, I think, in terms of just how much she's going to miss Flau'jae. Wow, Bella Hines hits her second three of the afternoon. And that's how, it used to be you had your players for 4 years, but, certainly somebody that's that impactful, brings joy every day. You got to root for both of them to have a great finish.
Sotel from downtown after that 3 by Hines. LSU now with a season-high 12 triples in a single game as Joyner draws the contact. And on the verge of hitting the century mark for the 13th time this year, the top scoring team in the land.
And if listeners don't know, Flau'jae Johnson could have come out last year. She was eligible for the draft, but decided to stay and play one more season, see if she could get one more championship.
100 points on the board, Maya Joyner.
And I love that decision for her. Don't be in a big fat hurry to be in the working world. Even though being a student athlete is a job, it's different.
Second most in a season in Division I history now, 13 times over 100 points. One thing to do it in non-conference play, another thing where that happens in a league game.
Slaughter's going to take a seat. She might be done for the day. Obviously, some important games coming up from Missouri.
Cobalt.
So now we got the Twin Towers in. We thought we might see this earlier in the game. Coach Harper thought they might go big, do some power game.
Against the zone, Mizzou. Sotel. Rika Toman, no. Burridge clears a rebound. LSU. Cobalt.
Just playing over the top of everybody today. It's almost like in high school when you had the one big kid. Hopefully Missouri will get Reisma back.
And they're hoping, that she does get back with a lower body injury before the end of the regular season. Those next 2 games, South Carolina on the road and Oklahoma in Columbia. Jump ball, the arrow sends us to the other end of the court. LSU ball.
I was scouting some Nike skills competition, and Bella Hines was there, as well as Grace Knox. Actually, Grace wasn't there when I got to see, but Bella Hines was, and I was impressed with her. I'm like, oh, okay, LSU, okay, maybe by her junior year. Boy, was I wrong. She is having an impact.
LSU currently on the 2 line, according to Charli Crane, our ESPN bracketologist. Right there with Vanderbilt, Texas, and South Carolina, all poised intend to be a #1 seed. The Gamecocks in a prime position. Vanderbilt was right there before that upset loss last weekend. Texas is back. Caleb Blakes gives Coach Ralph's team more than a chance. Quarter 3 is good for Missouri.
And Toman, very little used freshman, getting a few minutes here, which is also valuable, just for the greater good and moving forward with Coach Harper's program.
That's her 5th 3 of the year for the double nickel, number 55. Koval was fouled. Well, Missouri led early in this one, 9-6. Into the first quarter, LSU had jumped down to a 9-point lead for Kelly Harper's squad. And then the second quarter, the difference started to occur as LSU got out in transition, forced some turnovers. Cole Wiley's threes, Mikaylah Johnson on the offensive glass. And this is what this team is capable of.
67 rebounds. I'm not sure if that is some kind of record.
That's a lot of boards. Season high in that department.
Gotta be. They do lead the country in rebounding margin at 18 a game. They'll probably can't go up from #1, but they're definitely going to maintain their status. So Tal gets another 3 to drop.
She's got 11. Koval missed it. Joyner gets it back. Koval again. 3rd time's a charm. Sotel picks up the personal, 106-53.
Is that 1 rebound or 2 rebounds on that possession, Roy?
Counts as 2 where I come from, I believe.
I think 29 offensive rebounds. I'm wondering if that's a record also. I definitely know that 69 for a game is a record. Probably a record for LSU, but
y'all know that we haven't
nationally,
lost the rebounding battle.
I can't remember seeing a stat sheet with that many rebounds on it. Roy,
I really don't think we've lost one, even in our other
Tigers
losses.
had 31 offensive rebounds earlier this year, approaching that number again. Came against Georgia Southern. Vincent launching. Koval controls. Good minutes for her coming off of the LSU bench. And a fast break pass sails out of bounds from Burridge.
There's threading the needle, and then there's maybe you forced it.
That pass had a little mustard on it.
It did.
Week from today, welcome to March. And LSU with a postseason-like performance. Getting the job done today at home. And improving to 10-4 in the SEC. Win 24 overall, now 24-4 there. You haven't been paying attention. Those losses all came, for the most part, against elite competition. And by the closest of margins. We'll keep an eye on this team as we get to Greenville in the postseason after that.
All of those games could have gone the other way.
Shot clock is up. Mizzou on the move. Tyler, check that, Smith inside. Should be the final shot of the game. LSU will walk it up the floor. And in fact, that'll do it. LSU, it wasn't wire to wire, but pretty close. dominant in the second and third quarters. That was more than enough. And 108 points on the board tonight in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the fans are happy here. They're loving it. They don't like the close games, I don't think. I don't know. I think they like them both.
No question about it. 108-55, the final score. LSU now 24-4, 10-4 in the SEC. For Charli, Turner-Thorne, I am Roy Philpott. We say good night for Baton Rouge. SEC now, right now. Here's Alyssa Lay.
Thanks, Roy. Great win for LSU, 108-55. I mean, our top seeds just rolled today. We'll have a full 30-minute SEC Now coming your way a little bit later today to just show you the domination of South Carolina, of Texas, of LSU, and potentially 0.7 seconds away from a win for number 5 Vanderbilt. It is a 1-point game right now in Nashville, 80-79. Vanderbilt just came up with a clutch steal. Mikaylah Williams is about to shoot a couple of free throws with 0.7 seconds left on the clock. Kentucky will have what, Mike, just enough time for a catch and shoot to try to
Do they have a timeout left?
Win this game?
They don't have a timeout left, so she's going to miss it on purpose. Oh! She doesn't hit the rim, but now you've still got to go to the length of the floor here.
81-79.
Yeah.
It looks like it is just about ready to go final. Aubrey Galvin, the freshman. I mean, incredible. How would you describe that sequence with Mikaylah Williams getting doubled, tripled, and the ball movement for Vanderbilt ending with that Aubrey Galvin basket?
Well, and Claire Stroud going off the dribble with the left hand, Justin Philpott.
Big.
Huge,
Great,
huge.
Philpott has made more plays this year that in this studio we've gone, Philpott. She's made just clutch, heady plays. Like, watch this dig right here. She knew who she was guarding was not a threat. She sees the attack coming, gets that hand in there.
And that's it.
It's good defense.
It's just gone final, 81-79. Vanderbilt, 25th win this season. And they did it against number 16 Kentucky, Mike Neighbors, without Sasha Washington today.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that just adds to it. The quality of that win.
Yeah. What did you learn about Vanderbilt today?
Man, talked so much about.
All right, y'all. Well, that is it. We are finishing up on our season. Can you believe that we've watched all of the freaking games this year? From our non-conference to us traveling, that Duke game on the road when we was down 17-3 to start the game. Louisiana Tech being like hard in that first half. They just won their regular season conference. Started SEC play to 2 losses back to back. Finding something versus Georgia, beating Texas, beating Oklahoma, getting through it. And now we're down to our final 2 regular season games. Thank you guys so much for watching with me on this channel as I've literally streamed all of these games all season. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much to each and every member in the chat, everybody who hits the like button, supports the channel some way. I will see you guys Thursday for our final home game, senior night in the PMAC versus Tennessee, 5 p.m. Love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Good night, everybody.